do you expect from Dak on Sunday?
Well, I mean, I don't know if he's going to have what I just saw, that black tape and that mesh on his thumb. He's probably going to have that on there at least for the first couple of weeks.
And by the way, reportedly, he's got a little plate and 7 pins, so he's got some metal in there. So go ahead.
The only thing that I'm worried about, Skip, is falling down. Because you know, Skip, when you fall, you don't be thinking like, oh, man, I got a pin. You don't even think about that. You just fall and you just try to brace yourself. So hopefully, when he goes there, if he were to get taken down, he's able to bounce right back up. No harm, no foul. I expect them to play well, Skip. This is tailor-made for them. This is the worst scoring defense in all of football.
It is.
They're on a place to allow more points than anyone since the merger. They give up 34 points a game, 429 yards a game. So this is if you wanted to script something really good for Dak to come back into, teams that really don't get after the quarterback that well, the Lions is what you need. 34 points a game. You guys struggled a little bit last week. You got now you don't have any excuses. Because everybody, oh, man, when Dak get back, this offense about to take off.
Yep.
Okay, well, let's see you take off. And CeeDee said that, hey, he looks like himself. Hopefully they can get a connection. They've never had a connection, even when Dak was totally healthy.
Bingo.
And CeeDee was totally healthy.
Thank you.
It's not like they, had this great connection. They was like synced up. So I'm anxious to see what CeeDee and Dak can actually do, considering Dak has been off for 5 weeks and CeeDee, I guess, is banged up a little bit with a hip injury.
That's what they said. Limited but participating. Okay, my turn. Look, I love me some Dallas Cowboys. I'm lifelong diehard since I was 10 years old. I want him to be what everybody says he's going to be, because if he's a combination of Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes with Brady's brain, I'm good, man.
Yeah,
because
I bet you are good.
I'm going to go places.
Yeah, you will.
We're going to go deep in the playoffs. I'm hoping that happens. But I'm here to tell you, after I slept on this idea last night, I feel sorry for Dak Prescott.
Why?
I do, honestly, because you're getting thrown back into the fire, back on the saddle, against a defense you should absolutely annihilate, right?
You should.
So I need 35 at the very least, right? If they're giving up 34, shouldn't we at least score 35?
Yeah.
Well, okay. So, look, I became a Cooper Rush fan, not off the field, because I don't have any sense of it. I can't even get, there's no edge to hang on to.
Right.
I don't even know who he is. I don't know what he's like a cipher, I told you last week. So I don't have any personal connection to him. He says nothing before or after games. He had some kind of mystical, mysterious mojo about him where all I know for sure is he saved the season. I don't know how he did it, but he saved the season. He doesn't have a big arm. He doesn't have an arm the way Dak's is above average, but his is a little below average. But it worked because he beat the 2 Super Bowl teams. He beat Cincinnati and he won at the Rams. And he went up and beat the Giants at the Giants, and they're pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're a powerhouse, but they're pretty good. And he managed to take care of business against Washington, and then he started to unravel in the second quarter at Philadelphia, and the world said, see, we told you so. And what happened? He sort of shook it off, and all of a sudden, he started to draw a bead on the Eagles' defense, and he goes down, and he almost completes 2 passes in the end zone. They would have cut it to 20-7 at halftime. Then he comes out in the third quarter, 2 long drives filled with completions, lots of completions.
Yeah.
9, 13, 12, 8, 7, 13. Touchdown, touchdown. And all of a sudden, it's 20-17. Well, he did that. And if Micah and company, the Marauders, I call them, if they could have stopped Jalen Hurts on 3 straight third downs, one stop, and give Mystical Mojo the ball back, I don't know what happens. Do they go down and score again? But instead, it's 26-17. It's a 9-point game. And the play of the game is the very first play of the next series where he drops back. And remember, Dak's going to have to contend because Tyler Smith is not going to grow up overnight. He's still the rookie left tackle. And Tyron Smith is not coming back. Dak's coming back, but not Tyron Smith is coming back. So all of a sudden, on the play of the game, Tyler Smith just flat out whiffs on Brandon Graham. I mean, he didn't touch him. And Brandon Graham, with a full head of steam, just rocks Cooper Rush right in the mouth. And I thought it should have been roughing because his helmet came up under Cooper's chin. But whatever. Blows it up. The ball just flutters up in the air. And now we're back to CeeDee Lamb, as you call him. I thought he should have at least stopped and fought, but his body language was, damn. I'm open, and that's what he got.
It's underthrown.
Right? And it's underthrown. I'm not going to fight for that. It's beneath my dignity. So to your point that you just made, the irony here is just, it's suffocating for me because all of a sudden CeeDee Lamb is talking up Dak Prescott and talking a little down on Cooper Rush, like, oh, here we go. We're going to take it up a level. Well, to your point, he never, that was my biggest issue. He had no connection with Dak Prescott. And early on in the first, especially the Cincinnati and the Giants game, those two, I thought CeeDee had great rapport with Cooper Rush because Cooper Rush was feeding him the sugar like crazy.
Especially against the Giants. He caught a touchdown against the Giants, caught a touchdown against the Commanders.
And don't forget the 40-yarder that hit him right on the hand against the Giants. And he just cold dropped it. Just hit him about as beautifully as you could hit him.
Right.
So my point is, all of a sudden, CeeDee's saying, Dak's back, I'm back. No, what? Where were you before? And by the way, I looked this up. Pro Football Focus now ranks my guy, CeeDee Lamb, you call CeeDee Damn, the 29th best receiver in pro football. And I'm making a case he's got top 5 potential this year. Well, couldn't tell, as you say, right?
No.
Okay.
For whatever reason, Skip, I never saw superstar in him. I know you liked him. He's tremendous run after the catch. He drops too many passes, too many routine passes for me, and he disappears in big moments. That's not superstar. That's not a top 5 level player. I need guys of him, if he's top 5, to show up. But Skip, if I'm not mistaken, I think Geno won Offensive Player of the Week against the Lions. Threw like 5 touchdowns against the Lions. So that got to be good for like 6 touchdowns, right?
Okay. And Belichick shut out the Lions, so the defense should rise and shine. It should all come right back on schedule. How much easier could you get to be eased back into the fray with Lions and Bears at home ahead of a bye week?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It doesn't get any better than this.
Nope.
I don't know if Dak's going to have it. And we say easy, Skip. There are really no easy because those are NFLs. They meet, they practice.
Yep.
They have coaches. They have good players. Maybe not as many as the Cowboys, but they have some good players. Robert Quinn for the Bears can definitely cause Tyler Smith some problems.
Yep.
He can get after the quarterback. But this game right here, Dak and the Cowboys offensively, whatever mojo they need to get to say, you know what, this is who we are, this is the team. You won't find a better team to get it against than the Lions.
That's why I say I have some pity for him because, man, you want to talk about expectations.
Right. Now, the Lions did come up. They're coming off a bye week, Skip.
Okay. And again, they compete for that coach. You know, they seem to play hard.
Now, they can score some points, too. Now, the question is, because I think they're like 3rd or 4th in scoring, it's going to be interesting to see can the Cowboys get after them? Because they can put points on the board. So we're going to see if the Cowboys can neutralize them, and then we'll see what the Cowboys offense can do against that porous Lions defense.
And now we're back to the quarterback's best friend is the running game. And Cooper Rush had some best friends here and there, and he had Zeke sort of flashing back in the second half at Philly on Sunday night.
Correct.
But right now, Zeke is averaging a grand total of 64 yards a game, which is slightly up from the career low 59 yards a game last year. So it's not like he's having he is having a resurgence, but it's not exactly yet a bounce back year.
No, you was hoping for something around 80, 85.
Yeah, I said 80. I said 80. So 64 is better than you
59.
thought. Okay, it's better than 59. But as we keep pointing out, over his career, every year his yards per game have gone down, 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 and now we're in year 6, and they're slightly ticked up.
But Skip, you do remember the 1,000 yards for a running back was big when it was a 12-game season.
Sure.
That's when people are like, oh, he got 1,000 yards, but it was 1,000 yards in 12 games.
See O.J. Simpson.
But that was a 14-game season.
Yeah,
he got 2,000.
But he got 2,000. That's what I'm saying.
But now all of a sudden, all you got to do is average 64 yards a game. Nobody thinks that a running back that averages 64 yards a game is anything special.
Okay.
And that's what Zeke is averaging, 64 yards a game. That's not special.
Okay. And by the way, to put it in slightly better perspective, last year, actually, he was 4.2 yards a carry. Now he's 4.1 yards a carry. Well, it's just not great, man.
No.
So I'm just trying to frame what Dak is coming back to because Cooper Rush's ability and the defense rising up, their ability to get to 4-2 without Dak Prescott camouflages a bunch of issues. Dalton Schultz has got a knee injury. I don't know what's going on, but He was Dak's security blanket. Is Dak going to have that security blanket?
But Skip, you have to understand, when you look at the Cowboys, you look at what Zeke was early in his career, Skip, there was no pageantry, there was no tricks, there was no illusion.
No.
They hand him the ball, and that big offensive line blew you off the line like they did for Emmett. It's not the San Francisco run game where we trying to give you an illusion that we're doing something that we're actually not doing just to create hesitation so we can get an angle on you. That's not what the Cowboys are. The Cowboys, they hand the ball to Zeke, they pitch it to Zeke or Pollard, and it says, okay, go blow people off the ball.
That's what
There's no creativity in their run game like we see with the 49ers.
No, not like that. Totally agree. You made the case that maybe with Cooper Rush getting thrown into the fire against the Bengals at home, that the whole team just took it up a level out of fear that we might get embarrassed by Joe Burrow if we don't take it way up here. So they took it up. The defense took it way up. Is everybody going to rest on their laurels a little bit? Oh, we got our man back. We got our leader back. We got Dak back in the saddle. Will everybody say, now we're good? Well, you know what happens when you say that? See Buccaneers at Steelers last Sunday, right?
Hey, you don't think Dan Campbell is saying that, Skip? They said we push over. They're like, oh, this game is over. They're getting Dak back. Oh, they're about to score 50 points on us. They think we're chopped liver. They think, in other words, he said, we their homecoming. We homecoming for them.
I agree. And we're going to get to this topic in a few minutes here, but Jerry Jones, in a shock to me, publicly, harshly condemned Mike McCarthy on his radio show, on Jerry's radio show, for failing to challenge the CeeDee Lamb play where he slammed the ball over the line. And it looked like a first down to me. I'm pretty sure it would have been turned over. And Jerry took him to task publicly. A little bit of a shock, but it again underscores my point. You still, Dak, you still have to overcome this. Because he's just a bump on a log on the sideline. He's a bystander.
Man, Skip, we just talked about it 2 weeks in a row. Jerry said he should get more credit than he's been getting.
That's what he just said.
Damn, Jerry.
Okay, now what? Okay, but man, in game management, clock management, challenge management,
Skip,
this guy's the worst because he's a non-factor. He's not even engaged.
We've been saying that.
Yes,
Skip,
we've been saying.
We asked, okay, what's the decision that he made that you could say, you know what, that was a great decision. That was a great challenge.
I got one. Dez caught it. At Green Bay.
But he wasn't
my coach. He was their coach. And he had the wherewithal because the official is touchdown. And
I think, Skip, I think the thing was he's like, what the hell I got to lose?
Maybe.
If I lose the challenge, so what? It's a touchdown either way. But I might win it. Hey, let me throw the flag.
Well, maybe he had slept well the night before because he wasn't napping on the sideline. I don't know what happened.
Actually, the wind was blowing, and it blew it out of his pocket.
Okay.
And the referee looked down and
he said, oh, I dropped it. Yeah. Oh, you are challenging. Oh, okay. Way to go. Whew,
Fox Bet has the line for this Sunday's game, gentlemen, at 7. Cowboys by 7.
Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Subscribe here to get the very latest from Skip and Shannon. Plus, go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.